Alright everybody, welcome back to the show and welcome to Fan Mail. We're going to do things a little differently today, thanks to one of my biggest fans and an upcoming hunter, 11-year-old David Webb. I recently met Mr. Webb at a local public event. Like a lot of other fans, David told me he loves the fan mail portion of the show, but then he asked me a question that I didn't expect. He wondered and asked if I ever get any good mail. Well, of course I do, and I can't tell you all how much I appreciate the support. I guess I just didn't want to sound conceited, plus I really do enjoy and have a lot of fun reading the more colorful comments. I've got one of those letters saved for the end of this segment, but first, especially for David, here are a couple good letters. Great job and fantastic making it on the cover of the New York Times. I'm going to have many kids when I finally get married, and each of them will be familiar with guns and learn to hunt by 9 years old. Great job and keep up the good work. Dan Trinsu from Saginaw, Michigan. Super job. I think what you're doing is awesome and wanted to let you know. We need more mentors like you. Keep up the good work. Sarah Whitcraft from Bend, Oregon. Hello, do you need to be a certain age to enter for the free hunt? I do not mean to take up your time, but what you're doing is great. From Billy Baldwin of Harville, Illinois. I'm interested in finding out how I can help promote hunting in order to continue our American traditions. You are awesome. Kathy Witt from Raymondville, Texas. I was listening to the Jay Thomas Show on satellite radio in Austin, Texas, and heard you speaking. I thought you came across as well-informed and well-educated, which looks good for Vermonters and hunters alike. Great job, from Chris Warner in Austin, Texas. We are curious if you've ever been here to Tennessee. We are thinking about doing a story about how young people should be allowed to hunt. You are an inspiration to us all. Keep fighting the good fight. Andrew Finlayson, Kimmins, Tennessee. Hi, I'm a student at Duke University and recently saw your special on CNN. I just wanted to let you know how awesome I think you are and how great your goal is. I shot my first deer when I was 7 years old in Washington State with my father. Since then, I've only missed one hunting season. I'm very glad to see crusaders like you getting people back into hunting. It's a great family tradition that I will be sure to pass on to my children. Keep up the great work. Brandon Gard from Duke University.
The thing that Kevin Hoyt is doing here is a fantastic thing. He's promoting the future hunting for kids. There's too many video games nowadays. Kids are spending too much time in front of TV and not getting out there hunting, and we're losing hunters at a lot faster rate than we're gaining them. And if this keeps on, in 20 years we're not going to have any hunting. It's good to get them interested when they're young, and once they get it in their blood, they're hooked, and then they can pass it on to their children. And that's what we're doing. We're losing this heritage. It's such a wonderful thing that the Lord has provided us with this beautiful creature, the whitetail, and we respect them, but at the same time, got to harvest them. It's nice to put the meat on the table and teach these kids the right ethics of doing these things. This right here, that's right, there's the future of hunting right there. 8-year-old kids, get them out there and get them in the woods and get them hunting. That's what it's all about.
This last one definitely has to be one of my favorites. You talk about an ego booster. It says, Dear Mr. Hoyt, you are a wildlife conservation icon. It is such an unselfish and humble thing that you're doing. Keep up the good work and Godspeed. Jim Stivers from Sarver, Pennsylvania. You know, I'd like to thank everyone who writes in, good and bad. Now, obviously, I appreciate the support from the sincere fans of the show. But for those of you who don't quite get the concept, the science of conservation yet, keep them coming, and I'll do my best to try to explain them, like this one. Today's fan mail is taken from the World Wide Web on a site called Gun Guys. The title of the article, Send Your Kids Killing with Kevin Hoyt. The article talks about the New York Times who profiles Kevin Hoyt, a hunting instructor who's creepily committed to promoting hunting among children. He's running around the country giving away dream hunts to youngsters, attempting to get them involved early so they'll be adult hunters. Why does he have to get them involved early? Because hunting advocates say children are much less likely to become adult hunters if they wait until they're 16. Because right around then they discover that killing things for fun is actually pretty sadistic. Wow, you talk about confused. I have to start by saying I agree. Killing just for fun is sadistic. but I don't know a single person who hunts for the kill. Hunting is so much more than that. There are simply too many reasons to list, but the most important reason is conservation and sound game management. The wild turkey is a perfect example. In New Hampshire, where we're hunting, for instance, the wild turkey was completely gone by 1854. It was hunters and our money that brought back the wild turkey 121 years later, when 25 birds were captured and released in 1975. Today, in 2009, New Hampshire has an estimated wild turkey population of over 40,000 birds. For the last 34 years, funds generated from hunters in the Federal Aid and Wildlife Restoration Program and careful game management based on good science has brought the turkey back. And on a national level, the success story is even more incredible.
There are lots of wild turkey in America today, but there was a time when you could barely find any turkey in many areas of the country. Remember the wood duck? When the trees were cut down, the wood duck had no place to nest, but with the wild turkey, no trees meant no nuts and acorns, just the kind of things that wild turkey liked to eat. 100 years ago, the wild turkey population had decreased to about 650,000, and you couldn't find them in many areas of the country. One way that wildlife managers use trapping and translocation to help wild turkey was a device called the cannon net. The cannon net is a big net that's launched over a flock of turkeys by special cannon guns. The noise in the flying net gets the turkey a little excited, but they aren't hurt in any way. Wildlife managers can then move the flock to new areas where a whole new flock can grow. Today, we have 5,400,000 wild turkeys. They can be found in 49 of our 50 states, including places where the turkeys didn't even live when the Pilgrims got here.
That last clip was courtesy of the National Shooting Sports Foundation and comes from a video called The Unendangered Species. It's part of the package I hand out at schools when I do conservation seminars, and it comes complete with a teacher's guide. For anyone interested, you can check it out on their website and watch the video for free. As far as getting kids involved at an early age, it's a matter of opportunity. There are so many great things and not so great things that our kids can get involved with, and they can only fit so many things into their busy schedules. By age 16, their patterns and choices have been developed, and I know what I was chasing when I was 16. And I'll tell you another thing, us real gun guys are pro-animal and pro-conservation. I can't think of any reason why anyone wouldn't want to help animals or protect their future. Then again, I'm not sure why anyone would false advertise and name their website Gun Guys when they're obviously anti-gun, anti-environment, and illogical. Maybe they should be creepily committed. Either way, I gotta thank them for watching.